If you think you're slow to understand information, you need a lot of time to absorb the information and also forget to learn quickly, and you think that these are your mental abilities, you remain wrong. And because you don't know how your brain works, and in order to understand, complete the video for the other. Let's understand how the brain absorbs information. People generally learn any new information in 3 ways. The first way is visual learning. By using reading, pictures, illustrations, and documentaries as an example. The second method is auditory learning. By hearing the information through an explanation or repeating words and concepts aloud. Discuss topics in small groups, organize debates, and listen to audio-recorded books. The third and final type is motor or sensory learning. By touch, experiment, and movement. Example of experiments involved in project work. Since people differ in the best way to receive information, you need to know what kind of type we're talking about. Because each type has its own ways of understanding, assimilating, and retrieving information. Studies have shown that the largest percentage of us, 65% of people, are visual learners, meaning they learn better in the case of using pictures, illustrations, or videos and connect information in their brain through the images they see, and make it easier for them to retrieve information at any time. Some scientific facts regarding visual learning. 90% of the information that enters our brain is visual, meaning only 10% of the information is auditory or motor information. Second, the brain can absorb images 60,000 times faster than written speech. A human can see images in just 13 milliseconds. 40% of nerves fibers are attached to the retina. Fifthly, the human eye can see 36,000 visual messages every hour. Studies have shown that our brain is an image processor. In fact, the storage space in the brain for words is much smaller than the storage space for images. And the memory of words only retains 7 bytes of information. However, words enter temporary memory, unlike images, which are automatically inserted into and memorized in long memory. In a study in which some students worked and were asked that they would think up groups or memorize groups of words. Each group has 3 words. Like a dog, a wheel, and a street. Students who tried to memorize words by repeating them had difficulty thinking or recalling words. Unlike the images were interconnected in the brain. For example, they imagined that the dog was riding the street wheel. Think of the words very simply. The summary is if you understand the power of visual learning and transform the way you study into a visual way, you'll harness powerful brain abilities and see information in a different way. Here are some tips that, if applied, will benefit from the benefits of visual learning. The first tip is to flex your brain to transform whatever information you read. The images are threaded or film. Like the example of a dog riding a bicycle in the street. The second learning tip is that mind maps work for interrelated information, because they remain a representation of mind maps. It will help you think about any information by thinking about any information, because you connected them to some images in your brain. Try to use different colors in any subject of his tickets, or even a book you read. And dedicate the example of each color to a specific need in the subject you are studying. For example, if you are a chemistry ticket, you can write the reactions in green, the reaction products in red, the catalyst in black, and so on. The goal of the channel is to use the power of visual education by using photography and understanding information that you find difficult, complex, and impossible to understand. Make sure for yourself that you were handling your brain wrong and completely oblivious to the mighty abilities in your brain to learn.